Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we'll be talking about how to clear the solo dungeon Lionhead using a Greatsword spear. So for the tier 5 one, it's kind of worth to do it because we need to clear tier 5 in order to get all the enabled accessories, and the accessories give so much good stats. So it's kind of worth to give it a chance, to give it a shot on to getting the tiered accessories, nebula accessories item. It's pretty worth in my opinion if you want to try that out. And with the new runes, it's easier for sure to get 5700, but it's still hard if you're doing a free-to-play run. So let's go into the video. Alright, so first let's talk about our skill build. So what I'm running right now is my boss set. Pretty much this is a skill that I'm running. I'm using skill damage boost and all the attack speed, all the good stuff. 30% bonus damage when they drop below 30%, and then I have some life steals going on, and this is pretty much my boss set. Skill spec, here's my skill spec. I'm running a group bastion. Reason being is because it just gives more heavy attack if you have no mobs around you. Then here's my Greatsword skill specialization. Pretty much want a lot of heals from the Fiji because sustaining is a hard issue on tier 5 dungeon runs. Alright, and then let's go to mastery. Pretty much I do have a PvE mastery. This is what I'm running for PvE kind of stuff. So pretty much you want the damage boost from the Supreme Burst, ultimate impact, perfect tempo for additional good attack speed, rising slash buff, explosive force, pretty good. Critical damage, more critical damage is always good on PvE. And as for my Greatsword mastery, I do have every single attack node that I can get. I know this will be useless as a reckless assault because we don't really use the skill damage boost. Because we don't have that much mob, but all the attack node is pretty good in my opinion. And then on the bottom left, Blade Harvest is kind of necessary because of how much damage on tier 5 solo dungeon give you. So I use Fortified Unity just because I need more base defense in order to get my defense high enough in order to like just tank some of the damage that you're getting in. And then pretty much Blade Harvest, this is why I'm running Precision Dash. If you're looking at my skill build, the reason why I need to trigger my lifesteal using Blade Harvest without using dodge roll. If you don't know about it, when you dodge roll, it gives you the buff or lifesteal buff right here. There you go. Bastion health recovers during his first set duration. So we don't really want to trigger Blade Harvest using roll. Reason being is because we're just gonna spend stamina on rolling instead of like using the roll for something more important as like blocking the boss mech. So we don't really want to use that. We're gonna use precision dash in order to trigger that lifesteal. So yeah. And as for artifacts, so I run full crit, full send it. We don't really need to care about defense on PvE. Just full send critical hit chance, damage, and more critical hit chance. And then here's my PvE set. I do have the Transcendent 2 sets in order to trigger that critical hit. So I do have 1800 critical hit as for this build. And I do have 39% critical damage. You don't really need to care about endurance that much as when we're PvEing. Reason being is you just want to do like more damage. More damage equals better as always. So yeah, let's just jump to the mech. So on the first stage, it's kind of easy, pretty straightforward. Just kill all the dwarves. And then once you kill all the dwarves, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'll let it play in the background for a bit on how I'm clearing it. Basically, whenever there's a chance for you to get a chain doll, you kind of want to get chain doll, because the reason being, it just makes it so much easier for Greatsword Spear to just clump all of them up and just burst them in the middle. So I would say every time you can get chain doll, try to get chain doll as much as you can. It's kind of RNG, like all the buffs are not really straightforward. So if you have like a good run on the buff, pretty much just try to get that as much as possible. So there's no tricks for the stage 1. So let's move on to the second stage, which is going against Lionhead. Alright. So when we're going against Lionhead, this is pretty tricky. So Lionhead has 3 pillars, and I think they might have updated the way the mech works. Because when I tried to clear this, like the day of the update come out, there were no guides telling me on how to trigger the mech. So on Lionhead, what you want to do is pretty much there will be 3 pillar on the edges, and from that 3 pillar, you want to turn it off. That's your first goal. How do we turn it off? Is by blocking the blue orb that the boss is gonna send it to you. So basically, when there's blue orb, you want to block it using a Q block. You just gotta chase the blue ball and just Q block it whenever it's about to hit you, and then it's gonna say perfect. Once you perfect block it, it's gonna explode, and then the explosion is gonna turn off the pillar. And once the pillar is turned off, you can proceed to the zombie mech. So pretty much, what you want to do in the zombie mech, you just want to chase all the ladders from the pillar, connect it to the zombie, and then the zombie will pull, and then pretty much it's just straightforward. After that, it's the same thing. It's the same way of clearing like 1 to 4. So the reason why you wanna Q block the blue orb is because if you don't Q block the blue orb, the ladder will not show on the pillar. And if the ladder don't show up on the pillar, you can't do the zombie mech pretty much. The zombie will not pull into you. And then in tier 5, if you got caught if there was no zombie that pulled into the pillar, you will get caught by 3 arrows and it's gonna one-shot you immediately. So your goal is pretty much to Q block the blue orb, turn off the pillar, chase the zombies. That's pretty much it. And then after that, if you manage to perfect block all 3 blue orbs, you can get a free hit on the boss. That's pretty much it. And here's the clip. I'll let it play on how do I finish the boss for you guys. All right, and then the next stage will just be the maze. Pretty straightforward. Nothing really changes from 1 to 4. Just gotta run through it. All right, so once you're done with that, there will be the last boss, Umbrakan. I would say there is no changes from tier 1 to 4. Umbrakan is pretty straightforward. You just gotta Q block. You just gotta perfect block every Q block, pretty much. If you perfect block every Q block, it will not one-shot you. If you mess up several times, it will just one-shot you. That's pretty much how you do it. So as long as you Q block it and you stack the debuff up to 7, it's gonna give you a free hit, and it will not one-shot you. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. There's not really difference. It's just a skill check, pretty much. So I would say there's a tips on how to do it as a GS spear. My only tips is pretty much after you Q block, just make sure to use your Q blocks effect. As you see right here, once you Q block the boss, you'll get a short buff. If you roll, you can pretty much, it's kind of like a precision dash towards the boss. If you Q block straight forward, if you don't roll, Q block it. If you just Q block it, no roll, it's pretty much gonna give you like a swing, like a spinning swing. So what you want to do is pretty much that ability, you want to use it, because if you don't use it right away, there will be a time where you can't Q block when you have that buff. So pretty much after you Q block, use the buff right away, and then you can Q block you can do another Q block pretty much. There's no cooldown after that. So I would say that's the only tips that I can give you guys for GS Spear as we're fighting Umbrakan. And here's the clip on how I finished it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video, and make sure to comment on what you want to see in the channel. Appreciate you guys subbing and all that, and I'll see you guys next time.